We're doing this. Are you gonna sit? You're just gonna stand? Okay. I mean, if you want to stand, I'll just need to adjust the camera. But it's doable. It's doable. Wait, let me refresh. We should be streaming here, right? There it is. There it is. All right, we are trying something different today, y'all. Trying something different. Trying something different. However, there's a downside. We'll talk about the downside here in a second. How's everybody doing? What's up? Real Broad is in the house on the TikTok side. Hey, YouTube side. Already rocking here. Terabyte dropping the 5 already. Passing out the brooms to everybody. Thank you so much for the love. Appreciate that. Beyond. Cake the Rogue. Wednesday is good. Wednesday's good. We are prepping for the 4th. Getting ready for all that, outdoor BBQ fun we typically host every year. So, getting the grills ready. Trying to get the yard ready. You know what I mean. We're in prep mode. We're in hosting prep mode. K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. Sierra, I have not. You don't get to watch a lot of things, though. Hey, Dylan, thanks so much for the bolts. Greatly appreciate that. It is going to be a little bit weird today because we are not using TikTok Live Studio because it's a glitchy piece of poop. Instead, we're using Restream and streaming directly to Restream from OBS, which is splitting it out to YouTube and to TikTok. Discovered a downside. We can't set gift goals. Don't have a solution for it. So we're gonna wing it today and just rock and roll. YouTube, you're gonna carry the load today on unlocking stuff because we don't have a way to set gift goals. It's bonkers. I don't know what to do. Jenny with the ice cream cone dropping the $2 on the YouTube side. Thank you so much for the love. I think I have. I don't think mods can set goals. They can create polls and stuff, but I don't think they can set goals, which is a little wild, right? Yeah, we thought there'd be a way to do that, and I get this Live Center live monitor. So that's how I'm seeing chat right now, but it doesn't give me anything for gift goals, which is wild. There's a little button here. I just can't see what it says. Oh, it's just showing me like some stats on there. Yeah, I got nothing for gift goals. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. There's no likes goal either. Nope. None of the TikTok independent stuff. We don't have any of that rocking today. We're looking for stability so I can use music and animations and stuff today. And we sacrificed the ability to do gift goals. We'll figure it out. But
it's up there on the back.
I know it's up there on the back, but I don't know that it's working here. TikTok side, do you see a gift goal? I'm trying something where I'm running TikTok Live Studio on
Yeah, it's there.
Is it?
Yep.
Hey, okay. This was a theory I had minutes before starting the stream. I'm like, what if we run TikTok Live Studio from a different computer? Maybe if I set the gift goal there, even though it's not actually connected to the live, maybe it will do that. So we'll just have to run back there. Sweet action. Okay, we've got so we'll have to have either you or Caden, whenever we hit gift goals and we're setting new ones, go change the gift goal. But we do have a gift goal. Heck yeah. We got a goal 3K lightning bolts. I'm sorry, I think it's 5K lightning bolts to get us started there to unlock a spicy story on the TikTok side. Hey, we figured it out. We just have to run TikTok Live Studio on a different computer. And not have it actually connected, but just have it open. So
Maybe we just need 2 computers.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we need another computer here for sure.
It's almost like that was my idea.
It was, I was kidding. I don't like we can just run it back there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like no! What is happening here?
That's me. It's a black screen.
Hold on. Dear God. I think one of the issues we might have here. Wait! Today is your birthday, Paula? Oh, your birthday was yesterday. Spent the day with your niece. I've seen K-pop Demon Hunters yesterday. It was great. And QOD maybe Inglewood Beach. Thank you so much for the 7 total. Supers over there. Elise dropping the 5 said bought 4 new tires and sensors yesterday. Went to leave for that appointment and had a dead battery. Expensive start to a vacation. What? Oh, you went to leave for that appointment or leaving that appointment? I'm like, I know Candy just disappeared. I think I know what the issue is. Give me 30 seconds. Candy, you can just jump right up.
It's me. Hi. I'm back on the big screen.
He's doing something with the camera. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
And Dusty did get a haircut. He looks so handsome. I
got my hair
He
did.
got it cut yesterday.
And the beard shortened
so
up a
good.
little bit too. I've got summer beard mode going on
Yes.
here. It's me, Jessica. That's right, Dylan. That's right. Okay. I'm going to give it just a couple seconds here. I think I know what the issue is. And I hate to say this, Tater, but we may end up having to replace that camera. There she is. Look at that. I think with the new setup, one of the things we're trying to do is bypass EOS webcam utility, which is what we were using for her camera before. But doing that running Cam Link, that camera after 30 minutes will go to sleep, which is a camera issue, and I don't have a way around it. It's like we solve one problem and create 5 more, right? Hey, Beyond Dropping the 5 said, I love the Pacific, but my heart is with all these random Appalachian waterfalls and creeks. Love me an artificial lazy river, best of all. Ooh, Beyond. That's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer. What about you, Tater? Tater, what's your favorite swimming hole?
I think I'm gonna have to say a pool. I just love it.
Just love the swimming pool.
Yeah. But if I had to choose not outdoors, but if I had to choose one that wasn't a pool, I would choose like the mountain streams, like being at the base of them, like all of that stuff. I just love it.
We
Like
had
cold water.
we had a good little swimming hole we found at the base of the Smokies.
Yeah. Yes, like
down
that.
in Tennessee, and
The
it was
waterfalls, like all of
it was
that
cool.
is just the greatest.
Yeah.
But
Chilly water.
I love the beach. I do. I love it in the evening, especially. But it's so hot and there's sand everywhere, and like it just. I love sitting at
Well,
the
the
edge of the beach.
chafing, all the
Yes,
chafing,
yes.
sand in all the crevices you didn't even know you had.
But I do love it. It's just, I don't know. You get wet and then you get so sandy, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's just messy.
Yeah. I'd have to say, following up to your swimming pool comment here, man, spam calls are nuts right now. Candy Thunder likes an empty pool. If it's a pool with a bunch of people splashing around, she's like, oh, wait.
If it's our kids, it's fine.
But she likes to get in there when the water's calm and there's not a bunch of splashing going on and just relax on one of the big floaties, right? That's her jam.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I understand.
Navy and I were in it yesterday after she got out of school, and it was just her and I, and it was like it was very relaxing, and she got to jump in,
Yep.
and like it was great. And teaching her to swim and all that is
Yeah.
she's doing such a good job.
Yeah.
So
Big girl, brave girl. Cake the Rogue dropped the 10, said my parents go get my nephew tomorrow while I take Oreo for an annual vet visit. Then I'll spend several days with my youngest nephew. He becomes a 6th grader this next year, which is crazy to me. Thank you so much for the super. That's awesome. That's awesome. You get some fam time. That is super cool. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I'm sure I'll like it though. I'm sure I can't imagine not liking it. Don't fret about that. Don't fret about it at all. So seeing gifters is a little bit weird now too. Getting the gifter list is something that will be like, I can see when people gift, but it's mixed in with chat now. So it's just gonna be different. Sahasrala, thank you so much for the lightning bolts there. Grim dropped the 104. Sahasrala with another 57 there. Elise with the popular. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Brittany sharing the live. Thank you for that. Greatly appreciate it. Lots of people joining in. Lots of people sharing the live. Thank you guys so much. We are on what feels like an upswing on the TikTok side right now. I don't know if it's because the stability of its ownership is kind of coming into place or what the deal is, but we're on the upswing. We still do greatly rely on your shares and your engagement on our daily posts to help us continue that path. So thank you guys so much for making that possible for us right now. We hope that continues. Hatter, I get it. How can you not freak out? I get it. Snowman Collector, thank you so much. Candy Thunder actually posted those pics of us on my account. That's okay. Because I was busy getting ready for the stream, I asked her to do it. It's not like she was just like took my phone and did it herself. Bobby Joe, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love. All right, we ready to get started here? Again, I have, I won't know. Oh, you're able to see where we're at on the gift goal, right? Okay.
It's at 8:57.
Okay, we're at 8:57 right now, so we're going to keep going on that. In the meantime, we are going to get started on our stories here. Does a resort in Mazatlan, Mexico, or Volcano Bay at Universal Orlando count? Yeah, Taylor. Any swimming hole, anywhere. There is a place called 5 Mile. Have you ever heard of 5 Mile, Tater? Kate and Thunder heard of 8 Mile. There was a place called 5 Mile that was a swimming hole. I think it was off of Elk River. I'm not sure, but we went there when I was a kid with my grandpa. And it was like, it's the kind of place where you go swimming and like you'd see gar swimming around you. And like you get wildlife like all over the place. It was one of those places, but I have some memories of that. I don't know where that came from. It was random. It's random. Alice. Alice. Ali. How do you say your name? Alice. Aliez. Says, my first time watching a live of yours. Love watching your videos. Thank you so much. The elk is super classic. Definitely. Yes, definitely. See a gar and then maybe a beer bottle float by. Something like that, right? Candy Thunder. No, I don't want the loan I qualified for. I'm getting political messages and calls like crazy right now, too.
Political ones for my mom. On my phone.
Candy Thunder's getting them for her mom. Hey, Peggy. Oh my gosh. Elise, member for 23 months. Is 23 months on YouTube, but probably like 2.5 years. When was the first Dusties? When was the? I don't know. I've erased that. I've cleared the cache of that part of my memory. I have no memory of the first Dusties. I know that it happened. I don't. That's it. That's the extent of my knowledge. I know nothing else. Coming up, we have stories about arguments over therapy, turning off Love Island, excuse me, not leaving a tip, annoying bathroom breaks, pranks gone wrong, inappropriate jokes, and of course we have spicy stories, petty revenge, and cake stories. First goal on the TikTok side is 5K volts for a spicy story. That one's already rocking and rolling. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 supers 5 and up to start for a bonus story, which will be whichever one of you gets there first, I guess, will unlock a spicy. We do have a shares goal, even though it's not up there. We have a shares goal of 15 hundo. And once again, if you haven't watched the latest episode of Thunder and Spark, it is out there. We are still working on getting the imperfect storms knocked out. I saw on our calendar last night that it was actually on the calendar for last night. And it was like on the calendar for 9 o'clock, and about 10 o'clock, I looked at my phone and I was like, should I go ask her if we're actually going to record this? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
I feel like my day 3 hair said no.
Your day 3 hair said no. Also,
yeah.
we were.
I was like, it's pretty slick.
we were watching the Love Island catastrophe go down as well. So
I feel like we're choosing quality time over work time right now.
We're trying to make sure we have enough refresh time to hold our shit together. We're in protect our peace mode, kind of in general.
Yep.
Which is fine. I think, and we know what we're heading into too. We're heading into hosting a family holiday function, so it's like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Hey, Bobby Joe Bruce says, my coworkers and I listen to you guys on Spotify at work. Then we discuss. Makes the day go faster. That is so cool. That is a super cool thing to hear. I'm touching a button on that camera every once in a while, just to try to keep it awake to prevent it from going to sleep. Elizabeth on vacation in Outer Banks and currently caught in a tropical storm. No. Hey, but you're here. We'll help you ride out that storm. We will try. Okay. Reminders today. Keep chat positive and respectful. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. We want you to share that opinion in a respectful and adult-like way. If you are just stirring up shit, probably going to get muted or booted. If you are pushing anything religious, political, you're probably going to get muted or booted. And faux show, if you start spoiling stories, you'll get muted and booted. So let's not do that. Just be a DFHB. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Here's some music to celebrate. Just Mag says, I'm a server and I had 2 kids run out on their bill. Oh no, please don't run out on your bill. At least pay your bill. If you're not going to tip, fine, but I don't want to pay for your food. Do they still make servers? I guess it depends on where it's at. Like making servers pay for the food if they run out on a ticket. Has that ever happened to you, Tater? It never happened to me either.
I don't think I ever had.
Did anybody ever run out? Yes, Fumbles, we're just getting started. That's terrible. That's terrible. Candy Koala, Amy Castro, thanks so much. Shadow Wolf, Girl in Darkness, greatly appreciate the love. Oh, look at all the brooms. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Super Lucky Designs haven't seen me in so long. Why? Maybe TikTok is starting to like us again. Bobby Joe Bruce, listening while making dinner. Hell yeah. Hatter dropping the 5 said, let the chaos commence. Spoiler alert, Hatter will not follow the rules. Mwahaha. What do you mean? What you mean you're not following the rules? Can't have mods out here going rogue. I get it. All right, we're going to dive into our very first story today, ladies and gentlemen. Am I the astronaut? I told my partner off for suggesting I needed therapy. Are you able to do a poll?
Yep.
We can try. I know sometimes the function is there and sometimes it isn't. We're going to do a poll. YouTube side, please vote with a comment. TikTok side, please vote in the interactive poll that will show up shortly. Top left-hand side, maybe question mark. Am I the astronaut? I told my partner off for suggesting I needed therapy. So something we talk about quite a bit is the whole when your partner needs therapy or when a friend, when anybody needs therapy, that's a really hard thing to hear, right? Being very tactful about how you approach that and when you bring it up and the how mostly. You can't just come out and say you need therapy. That's not going to be constructive. So it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to do. But mouse disappear? I'm going to go ESH on this actually. Because well, my hope is that whoever said OP's partner when saying this was saying it in coming from a good place, but just did it in a not tactful kind of way, right? We'll see. We'll see. 83, thanks so much. Angie dropping the bolts there as well. Ana Maria Ortiz dropping some as well. Crazy Cat Lady, thank you so much. Clicked NTA, but mint ESH Sabs. Don't worry. Don't worry. Real Broad, tomorrow's your 20th wedding anniversary. Happy gosh heckin' anniversary to you. You just had a birthday and now you have an anniversary? Wow, it's like celebrate me kind of time here. Come on. Candy Thunder's into singing, dancing kind of mood. It's great. We got up this morning and typically I'm in the in the morning kind of guy and Candy Thunder's the I need 20 minutes before you open your fucking mouth. But this morning she was like, and we were singing and being super goofy with Navy, and Navy feeds into that too. So she's singing and being super goofy too. It was great. It was a good time. Morning vibes. Beyond Drop the 5 said, I turned 33 years young a week after the 4th, which means ice cream cake. Cancer season for all the crybaby baddies.
I love it.
Happy upcoming birthday to you. That's amazing. Ice cream cake for the win. Hell yeah. Okay, what's our poll looking like? I actually can't see results anymore. Oh no. We can't see poll results either. What in the world? What in the world? Don't talk to me until I get coffee, Macy. I stopped drinking coffee somehow.
It was ESH.
ESH was our winner.
Followed by Ask on 3.
And then Ask on 3. Heard. Got it. Jenny with the ice cream cone says to tell you hi, Real Broad. Rebecca Jane, member for 6 months. Thank you all for the videos. I watch them religiously every night and refresh daily for more videos. LOL. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Well, we try to stay on top of it. All right, here we go. Title one last time was Am I the Astronaut? I told my partner off for suggesting I needed therapy. ESH won the poll. A few weeks ago, my partner and I went on a trip to Tanzania to go on a safari. It was pretty nice, and we had met a lot of really great people who were in the safari car with us. Then, as we're driving back home, our driver decides to stop at a gas station. There are a bunch of people that try and sell cheap souvenirs to make a living. I know that salespeople bothering you is the norm in Tanzania, but there was one lady who just kept following me around after I repeatedly told them I'm not interested, probably 20 plus times. Then after I got into the car, the salesperson reaches through the window, continuously probing me to buy stuff. I know that the people need to earn a living, but I was getting kind of pissed off. Fed up, I got the salesperson's hands out of the car, said thank you one last time, and then shut the window. Perhaps it may have been a bit aggressive, but I didn't think that much about it. 10 minutes later, however, my partner starts to ask me whether I felt myself getting more angry lately. My dad has a history of anger issues, and I said, no, not really. Context, we've never really had any incidents where either of us is blown up unless something really bad happens. For example, on the scale of losing a job or a friend dying, especially after growing up with my dad, I've learned to try and talk things out whenever bad things happen. A few more minutes pass and my partner says that there's great therapy out there for people to fix their problems. I again tell her that I really don't think I've been getting angry lately and that this was an isolated incident. Then we get off the car and she says, if you're worried about the stigma, it's okay. No one is going to judge you for going to therapy. Lady, drop it. Like, drop it.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't, like, it wasn't well received the first time. Maybe you'd step back and take another approach here. I was kind of annoyed at that point and told her to fuck off. Honey, I think you have anger issues and you should go to therapy. Fuck off! We both swear a lot at each other and not in an angry way. She took it really hard and asked the hotel if there was an additional room available for her to stay the night. I've been trying to apologize for the past few hours, but she's locked herself in her room and is completely unresponsive. I know that she just wants to help me, but from my perspective, I don't think I did anything wrong enough to deserve that reaction, but her perspective and yours might be a bit different. So, am I the astronaut? Before reading the couple of edits here, I'd like to talk about this for just a second. Tata Rooney, off the rip, thoughts here?
So I feel like if you insinuate that someone needs therapy, or tell them that they need therapy, I think you should first tell them why. And instead she said, do you notice yourself getting angry lately? And I feel like in that moment she had the opportunity to communicate what she's perceiving to be the issue. And she didn't communicate that well enough for me. It was just like, you seem angry, you need therapy. Obviously him telling her to fuck off was probably not the right move, but he was just kind of like dealing with the salesperson in that way. And then he gets in the car and he gets the salesperson away from him. And then his partner kind of starts in, and it's like, he was probably overstimulated or maybe overwhelmed in that moment. I don't know, but he probably should not have said that. So I'm currently at an ESH. But I 100% believe if you're going to tell someone they need therapy, you need to be able to communicate why you believe that. Not just say, have you noticed yourself getting angry? It needs to be, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is how it's affecting our relationship. How do you feel about this? And instead she was like, you need therapy. And that to me is like, it's abrasive when it comes from a partner, and there's no explanation tied to it. That's how I feel about telling someone they need therapy.
Yeah. Well, and at least to your comment here, saying it's that she didn't stop.
Yes.
It should have been a private conversation. And I agree. It should have been a private conversation. But also, there's some sentiment here that maybe OP's minimizing the angry reaction that he had.
And maybe he doesn't notice it. Like, I feel like if you get into like this, you don't realize that you're reacting the same way, or if you're always at a 7, you don't realize that you're always reacting that way, which can come off as a lot to other people. But she did not communicate enough for me, and then she just kept digging in, and I'm not surprised that he snapped. I guess.
Putting myself in OP's position here. I mean, we've been through those areas where, you get off the cruise ship and at the port, like,
it's stressful.
They are all over you trying to sell stuff. And in this case, somebody's invading your space. And also, I would have a protective feeling come up too for you, because if they're invading my space, they're invading our space. And if they're invading yours, vice versa, it still applies. I would be less angry, more protective in that, and trying to create some distance here. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as well. It does kind of seem like there should have been a discussion from both sides, and not just no, I feel like I've been fine, but what makes you say that? A further discussion, or hey, when we get back to the room, let's really dive in on this. I'm not ready to talk just yet.
If you're the one approaching your partner and telling them they need therapy, you need to come with the why. I shouldn't have to say, why do you think I need therapy?
Yeah.
It should come from you. You're bringing up therapy in a terrible moment, honestly. And then you're telling me that I need it. You need to bring the why.
Yeah.
Because you need to come prepared for this conversation. And she wasn't, probably something she's been thinking about, but
But it was reactive to the moment.
Exactly. And that's not the moment you bring it up whenever
Okay.
you're already heightened. So I feel
Okay.
like it was too much in the moment.
Yeah, and Adri, that kind of leans into your comment here. It looks like she has an opinion formed on OP already, and she just let
Yep.
it out.
Yes.
So she's been waiting for that opportunity and saw the opportunity.
This was not the opportunity.
No, it wasn't the opportunity. And if OP was angry, especially in a defensive way, it ain't the time.
Yes.
It ain't the
That's
time.
it's like the worst time you could bring it up is when
Yes.
somebody is already pissed
In
off.
defensive mode. It's like, fuck off. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to get into the edit here. Let me press a button here just to try to prevent it from going to sleep. We'll fix that eventually. All right, edit. A lot of people have told me I am the asshole in this case because I failed to ask my partner why exactly she felt I needed therapy. Yes, how dare you in the heat of the moment. I get it, but also, like, come on. While I'm not sure yet whether I want therapy, I am going to try to have a conversation with her about why she chose to recommend it. Also, I know in this subreddit, you're not supposed to ask for advice, but the comments you have all made have actually been really useful. Even if you think I get the point that I'm the asshole and don't see a reason to post, your perspective could be immensely useful for me. Thanks a lot. Edit 2, I forgot to mention that where I live, telling someone to get therapy is like saying you're dangerous, so go get a doctor to fix you before you hurt someone or yourself. It's pretty much only used in that context, so when I heard it, I took it as though my partner was saying I was dangerous for her. Looking back, though, my outburst wasn't justified. Oh, now it's an outburst. So it has escalated a little bit in OP's own words about what went down.
I mean, I think that's great that he's taking accountability. I still stand on what I said, that if you're going to tell someone they need therapy, don't make them ask why. Like, bring the why to the conversation so that you're there in a caring way, supportive way. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a jab.
100%.
It's like the whole.
It's confrontational.
It's the jab and run kind of approach instead of being there to actually back it up. I get it.
So, but because he told her to fuck off, I do think it's an ESH, but I think she needed to read the room, and that wasn't the time to bring that up. Like he said, they could have had that conversation when they got back to the hotel.
Yeah.
But also, like, somebody sticking their hands, like, in that moment, I would have been very overwhelmed too.
And
with
being
like
followed.
If someone was in my bubble for a long time that I didn't want there, like, I would feel that would overwhelm me. And I probably would respond in a non-normal way.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, I don't know. If someone wants to tell me that I need therapy, please bring the why to my table.
Yeah. And maybe don't say it at a time when someone has pushed me to the edge.
There you go. So.
It seems a little unfair. So where are you at here? Is it an ESH?
I would put him at a 3 or 4. Probably should not have told her to fuck off.
Should have done it differently. Not could have, but should have.
Yeah. Or maybe could have, but I think she's definitely a 3. That
Okay.
she should have had that conversation differently with her partner.
So indeedly do, ESH,
So
both
I'll put
3-ish.
Yeah. I'll put him at a 4 and I'll put her at a 3 because
Okay.
I think she sucks a little more for me
Okay.
in this situation.
Gotcha. I think that's fair. I think it's fair. We'll go ahead and make the official determination for OP here at a 4. And yeah, the encounter could have been minimized. But if somebody's like in your bubble and following you in your bubble, there's going to be an escalated response that's out of character at some point. And especially if you have, a history of anger issues to deal with, that's going to tap into it real quick. But for that to be the moment where your partner, your person who's supposed to be there for you all the time, to be like, you need help, that's not constructive. It's destructive, right? In that moment, that just fuels the fire instead of being there as your support person, as your support person. Words are hard. Ms. HH, you can tell me I need therapy anytime. If it's retail therapy, that's fair. You can tell me I need therapy anytime. I'm a fan. Also, lots of love here, Tater Rooney, for Candy Thunder looking just absolutely gorgeous today. She does always look gorgeous. It really is unfair.
Think my mic wasn't on. My mic.
Beyond said
Thank
it's
you.
honestly unfair. Some are just the favorites genetically. Sigh.
Oh. My mom. Like, my mom has good genes. Like, she's in her 60s and she looks great for being. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah,
that's weird. I know, but she really does. Like she's a gorgeous person inside and out. And
everybody knows it's a pro tip. Whenever you are thinking about dating someone, you have to scope out their mom first to see what they're going to look like when they get older, right? I'm kidding. I don't do that. That's some stalker.
No, somebody told me that when I was like late teens, early 20s. Look at their mom, and then and I'm like, I don't think that's fair. But I do say, like, genes wise, my mom gave me a good hand.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Hey, Saw Hustle, we're all a member for 3 months. This candy is always gorgeous. It's true. It really is.
Thank you.
It is Mickey and humble. Yeah, she's got a unique combination of humble and awkward going on, so it makes it really good. And when you say things like it's genetically unfair, I could see her like.
I never know how to respond.
It's like I don't know what to do. You scope out the dad snorts. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's dive into our next one here, shall we? Where are we at on our gift goal, by the way?
2967.
We are
5K.
over the halfway point TikTok side. We're over the halfway. We're also over the halfway point on the YouTube side. Reminders, on the TikTok side, we're going to unlock a spicy story. On the YouTube side, we're going to unlock a bonus story, which could be a spicy one, or it could be one of the other ones. Cake story, petty revenge story, spicy story. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, let's dive into our next story here. Am I the astronaut for muting Love Island during my trivia show and snapping at a waitress who told me to leave it on? Am I the astronaut for muting Love Island during my trivia show and snapping at a waitress who told me to leave it on? Okay, would you start a poll, love?
I'm excited.
Let's talk about this for a second. Caden Thunder's like, yes, immediately. Well, look, it's the whole, like, during my trivia show. Wait. During my trivia show, was that like a trivia event that they were putting it on? Or were they watching a trivia show and didn't want to watch Love Island? And then it's like, one thing's getting muted while the other isn't. Could they not both be on? Or, I don't know. There's been a lot of Love Island takeovers for bars and stuff. So
I love it.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that here. And even if we did, like, we aren't able to get out of the house that much anyway. So we'll just watch it at home. But yes, last night, we put Navy Thunder to bed, and then we were going to watch the newest episode. That's how it goes. Put her to bed, and we sit down, and before we even get into the show, I hear her crying. And I go in there, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Love Island." She goes, "I want to watch it with you." I'm like, "Nope, that's not happening. That is not happening." She sat on the couch, and she was watching a show on her tablet while Ava Thunder, Candy, and I were watching an episode, and she noticed some of it. And there wasn't anything crazy happening, but she
loved the dresses.
Yes, she loved everybody dressed up, and like she loved the style part of it. But yeah, she has no idea. And last night was just a shit show, right? Last night was a tense episode. I was like this. Caden said he was yelling at his TV like it was a football game.
So was I.
What are you doing? Okay. Am I the astronaut for muting Love Island during my trivia show and snapping at a waitress who told me to leave it on? The gift goal.
NTA.
NTA. Look at that. Hey, and Kelly. Yeah, Kelly, thank you for dropping that there too. NTA at 40%. Look at that. I don't know. I need the context, right? I'm a Love Island fan, obviously.
It was followed by ASCON 2.
Okay.
So it was NTA.
Wow, NTA or ASCON 2. Wow. Don't snap at servers, so ASCON 2, Amber says. That's fair. All right, let's dive in. I-34 female host a weekly live trivia night at a local bar. Okay, well, there's the context about what it was. She wasn't watching a show. It was a live thing. Let's call it Barzos. I've done this show for a few months, but I never know what I'm walking into. There's poor communication, no consistent manager, and the bar rarely promotes the event. Each time I arrive, it's like a rotating cast of staff, and none of them really know or care who I am or what I'm doing. This week, I hadn't seen any promotion, so I posted a simple comment on their Facebook page asking if trivia was happening. That comment triggered one of the managers to message my manager saying they wanted to cancel. I had no way of knowing that since no one told me directly, so I showed up like I always do. When I arrived, the Rangers game was playing loudly, so I sat at the bar with zero expectations. Eventually, I overheard customers asking the bartender if trivia was still happening. That was my cue. I set up, started the game, and got 2 or 3 teams playing. One kind staff member even muted the game so I could be heard. Mid-show, I noticed a group of young women upstairs streaming Love Island. Not cable TV, not sports, just a show from a streaming service, and the volume was loud enough to drown out my mic. So I quietly walked over to the table and muted the TV so the teams could hear me. Not long after, they turned the sound back on. I finished a few more questions, then walked upstairs and gently let the girls know trivia happens every Tuesday from 7 to 9, so they'd know for next time. They cut me off and said, well, we called ahead and were told we could watch this. Not our problem. Interesting. At that point, I had 3 questions left. I told her, that's fucking rude. That's fucking rude.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, okay. I missed a whole paragraph. I'm like, this escalated quickly. Okay. Here's the paragraph I missed. I was stunned by the entitlement, but before I could respond, one of the waitresses, who has always been cold toward me, jumped in and said, we're going to leave it on. They're paying customers. At that point, I had 3 questions left. I told her, that's fucking rude.
Oh, she told that to the waitress.
Yes, she said that to the waitress. Yeah. She got defensive and said I wasn't acting like an adult. I said, I am an adult. I can cuss, and I'll be here every Tuesday whether you want me to or not. I wrapped up the game as fast as possible and then approached one of the owners. I calmly explained how inappropriate it is to let staff and customers play a TV show over a live event, and how the general lack of communication and support is making it impossible to do my job. He apologized and said it wouldn't happen again. He also told me to leave looking happy, which, okay. I smiled, shook his hand, and left. When I went to pay for my drink, the new bartender tried to subtly reach for my change like I was supposed to tip her. I didn't. I just took it and said, all right, guys, see you next week. So, am I the astronaut for muting the show and snapping at the waitress, or is this just what happens when no one takes your job seriously? All right, this is not at all. Well, I don't. Trivia's got to be bounced. I agree, Real Broad. They're going to cancel trivia. That's what's going to happen here.
It's a lot to unpack. I feel like she has a lot of anger over her job, maybe. I don't know, but I don't think the miscommunication is happening at the restaurant. It feels like it's happening because they told her manager it was canceled. The manager never relayed that to OP. So that to me is the miscommunication in this whole thing. This all could have been avoided had her manager communicated to her. But all of that aside, adults can cuss, obviously, like I'm a fan. But there's a huge difference between cussing at someone and like cussing in conversation. And she cussed at someone by calling them rude and said, that's fucking rude. And there's a huge, huge difference between the two, in my opinion.
Yeah. And in the very beginning, OP said I-34 female. There's some questions about whether it was a lady or not.
I feel like in that moment, you definitely should not be saying, like, when there's a heated moment between two adults and like this kind of setting, you should not be cussing at each other.
No, and in that, I mean, you're a representative of some kind of organization here. Like I as a business owner, wouldn't want one of our team members out there representing us like that. So I don't know if the bar contracted with her or who contracted with her or organization. There's a mismanagement thing going on. It sounds like kind of on the restaurant/bar side and on her team's side somewhere there. And shit rolls downhill. So you ended up paying the price for it here. There's miscommunication. The bar's going to end up canceling. I think it's going to happen, especially if they're paying attention to what's happening with bars in Love Island right now. Like there's takeovers. It's a huge attraction. Like it's probably going to happen. You're going to end up having to find a different place to do trivia. They weren't really in it anyway. They weren't even promoting it. So
yeah, I feel like I think you're mad for the wrong reasons. Like you're mad because it's not successful in that bar. Like
it's frustration. Yeah.
Frustration. Yeah. You're frustrated because these things that you think should be happening aren't happening. So I think when you walk through the doors of this specific place, you're already frustrated. You already have some kind of anger going on. So anything that happens is going to be seen as like a direct attack at you because you're already angry about the situation.
You're already annoyed.
But also, if I had to choose between trivia and Love Island, I'm choosing Love Island every time. So But that's just my personal opinion.
You know what would be the smart thing to look at, OP? Treat this as an opportunity and say, wow, this Love Island thing is really capturing a lot of people's attention. What if after each episode we do Love Island trivia?
Yeah, make it fun and engaging instead of just getting pissed that other people are doing different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just the way she tells it, like all of it, there's something about it that
there's frustration. Frustration
it rubs me the wrong way.
Oozing from the words.
Like, and I think she's frustrated in many areas of this job and like what she's doing. But I don't know. Like coming up and muting a TV that somebody's watching in a public bar is very bold and ballsy.
It's overstepping.
And I think that was rude.
She didn't have the authority to do that.
No, and I feel like, but I do feel like the restaurant could have replied directly to her, or didn't mean to say that.
What did you just call her?
or they could have, or to make sure her manager communicates directly to her as well.
Agree. And
but
management or the owners just sitting there the whole time for all this going down and not getting involved until afterward. Like, I mean, a manager should have stepped in at some point and at least diffused the situation or handled it or made the call. You know what I mean? Yeah. Waitress comes up and says we're leaving it on. That decision came from somewhere. It might have been her, but she had the authority to make that call. Correct. Right now, a contractor for this game did not have to make the call to do that. And doing something that affects customers, something that they had pre-clearance to do, right? So it's complicated.
I saw somebody's comment about the manager telling her to leave with a smile. I don't get that either, and that's like the words that she put in quotation marks were "leave with a smile," and I'm like, was there other context around that, or did you just pick out the one phrase that, like, there could have been, he could have said something or she could have said something. I don't know. Like, it's just a very weird thing to say to somebody. I can't imagine a restaurant manager saying that, but I don't know.
I can, because it is again, that's not an employee, that's a contractor. And the manager or owner, I think she said at that point, is trying to just diffuse the situation and move on from it, not stir up additional drama. So like the look happy when you walk away was let's not make this worse. Let's not fuel this, because the table of people watching Love Island was probably watching, the server was watching, the trivia people were probably watching, and there would have been an audience to drama if she had gotten pissed off and stomped away, right? So I think it is let's just try to diffuse this right now and then move on from it. I did see, let me go back over here. Mary Kenyon said, was it Mary Kenyon? Was talking about Nocturnal Meteal said, as someone who hosts trivia, there's an expectation that TVs get muted and all servers know this, ESH. That's interesting. But I think at this point, like there wasn't even a company-wide expectation that trivia was going to happen, right? So that's the point where it's a managerial issue. Yeah,
I think there was no, they canceled trivia. So in this context, trivia wasn't a thing. Yeah. So, I mean, the TVs had every right to be on.
You're right. Yeah. And as Caden commented there, technically trivia did get canceled. So. Yeah. Yeah. Hatter dropped the 10 bomb, said ESH miscommunication with OP's manager, OP for not following up at the bar and making sure the event is happening, the waitress for snapping at OP. I think OP snapped at the waitress. Right? OP said that's fucking rude. Yes. Yeah. I think that was my understanding, at least. Thank you so much for the super, by the way. God's Blessed Wonder Woman said, with a $5 super, it's a public space. There's no expectation of privacy. True. Yeah, true. And since, trivia was technically canceled, which I don't know that OP knew until after the fact, right? She wouldn't have known until after the fact that they had messaged her manager to say it was canceled. So she thought the TVs were going to get muted. She thought it was still on, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's a miscommunication all around. Artemis Wild dropping the 8 said maybe OP could pivot to running Drag Bingo. Quite popular in Australian pubs. Drag Bingo. They did that somewhere around here. Hey, live goal reached. Look at that, you guys. On the TikTok side, hit the gosh heckin' bolt goal. Heck yeah. Hey, Caden Thunder, would you mind on TikTok Live Studio in the back studio setting it up to this next one? Here, I'll show you what it is over here.
Here, I can do it.
You're doing it?
Well, what is the next one?
That's right there.
Okay, 2.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to prevent that Candy's camera from going to sleep here. In particular order. I'm glad we figured this part out, because otherwise it was going to be. I think we've No lagging or any like weird sounds or anything yet. We did a couple test streams yesterday figuring it out, and I think we're good here. In particular order here for hitting the lightning bolt goal of 5K, we've got Dana9480, AK Mary, Girl in Darkness, Mama Joe, Nicole P, Aunt Sue, Bobby Joe Bruce, and a Hotman Adventures with Pam, T-Hef 90, Sapphires 96, Joyce Brown, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Jane Rawlings, Elise Kutch, Sabrina Janine. Why am I not playing music right now, y'all? This is crazy. Mine, not yours. Melcy Jane, Jelly55, Geeky Fane, Urban Insanity, Mama Silver, Drujo Cat, Camden, Boston, Real Broad Zuba. Happy almost anniversary to you, by the way. Oh, it just refreshed on me. Let me go find my spot again. Steinuff, is that right? Terry Cake P Nurse, Daisy Desserts, J Lochero, Ms. Missy, Candy Thunder, Thrillers Mutt Mommy, Emmy Castro, Ionovan Sauken, Mandy Chastain, Shadow Wolf, Blue Eyed Goblin, Callie Knight, Megif, Anna, Cat W, M Doyle, and Candy Koala. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love. Caden Thunder just ran in here, so I assume he's getting the next one set up real quick. Tony Baloney is not in the house. Tony Baloney's at the lake. I don't even know if he's watching. Tony Spark, you watching? I don't think he's watching. He sent me a work message 1 minute before stream started, and I was like, dude, why are you sending me this 1 minute before stream? And he said, oh shit, my bad. So I don't think his mind is on stream at all right now. You hit the goal on the YouTube side as well? Look at you guys.
Yep, 10 out of 10.
What'd you just look at? Okay, let me start the other one. So you guys have unlocked a bonus story. We unlocked the spicy story on the TikTok side. We got 2 bonus stories to read here. Let's go. Next one is going to unlock Helmet and AMA on the YouTube side. Let me get that set up real quick. You guys got the other one set up in the back studio?
Yep.
And Caden, we'll get TikTok Live Studio installed on your computer so we don't have to run back and forth to different rooms to do that next time.
Oh, that's perfect.
We'll do that. And TikTok side, we have a goal of 2.5K finger hearts now for a spicy story or petty revenge story. So you guys are unlocking everything, all the things. Next reward, 12-hour stream, Jody. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
I said after we hit a milli
After we hit a milli,
on TikTok.
we're close. We're getting, yeah, we'll see. 12-hour stream might be doable. Risa made it home, recovering from surgery. All the vibes, lady. All the vibes. Hope that you're just chilling, right? Just chilling. Tess, you like my shirt. I'm glad she picked it. She did pick it, actually. I mean, I pulled it out of the closet, but I ran everything by her.
Same. I mean,
She ran her clothes by me too. Yeah, she did. We collaborated to make sure that our stuff worked well together.
He chose my shirt today.
I did. Yep. And
you can't see them now, but
you'll see him in VIP.
My shorts have embroidered strawberries on it, and I'm just obsessed with like cute things. So it just
Obsessed with cute things.
I am. I love cutesy, artsy little things, and it makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Absolutely fair.
It does. You look really good in red.
Thank you. I have a lot of
really
Red
hot.
Chief stuff, but other than that, yeah.
Looking hot.
Well, and we spent a lot of time in the sun over the weekend, and I got my fresh haircut too. So you're seeing the best of me right now. It's all downhill from here. Elise, she doesn't go into my closet and pick out the clothes. I pick out my clothes. I do get her opinion on them.
I picked out your clothes.
Sometimes I'm like, hey, do you want to pick out an outfit for me? And you're like, sure. But it's rare. Most of the time, I will pick stuff out and I'll just get her opinion on it. I'm a grown-ass man. Sort of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got one of these for you. It's spicy story time. Get your Tums or whatever it is that you use for that kind of thing. Title of this one is My Boyfriend Has Always Called Himself a Kid at Heart. He collects toys from quite a few different series: wrestling, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, anime, etc. That's it. That's the title. No question. No poll. Let's dive into this spicy goodness. We are in our 20s, but they aren't for collecting purposes. They're all out of the box. And yeah, he plays with them. Whenever he thinks I'm asleep, I can hear him mimicking the voices of characters or doing commentary, and I'll peek in the room and see him actually playing with them. There's another thing. It's a small apartment, and he's got a whole room just for them, and a whole dresser full of parts and cards and their weapons and such, but they're confined to that room. None of them are anywhere else. When he comes home from work, it's one of the first things he does, play with the toys. We get packages from eBay or Amazon almost twice a week, but he still makes time for me. I thought it was cute and endearing at first, but we've got a baby on the way, and my friends are laughing at me. Sounds like you're dating a 12-year-old. With the baby, I want to use that room for something like a nursery. I politely asked him how he would feel about getting rid of them, but he said no. I said something about giving them to charity, but he said no again. I brought it up that it could give us a lot of extra money if we sold them, but he still denied it. I asked about the baby, but he said we'll just budget it out like we always do. How we'll spend less on figures, but selling his collection is out of the question. I told him that they could make some other kid, a less fortunate kid, happy. The teasing from my friends has continued. They all kept telling him he needs to grow up. Word got to his father. According to my boyfriend, his father wouldn't let him buy anything like that after 12, but when he moved out, he could buy all the figures he wanted. I showed his dad pictures of the toy room, and he was shocked. He got mad and said we're stopping that right now, that he wanted me to help him grow up. This morning, my boyfriend was sleeping in when his dad came over. He grabbed a big trash bag and started just grabbing handfuls and putting them inside. When he was almost done, I told my boyfriend what was going on and that it was for his own good. They had an action figure intervention. He ran out and saw the room was empty and his dad with 2 big trash bags, leaving with them. He tried taking the bag and begging him to quit, but he didn't. His dad said, "It's time to grow up." He started crying and sat down. But he was yelling at us about how those are all he does. But he was yelling at us about how, his dad was? But he was yelling at us about how those are all he does, even though he had me. Dad agreed with me. You've got your lady and a kid on the way. You don't need this shit. He was sobbing. His dad put them in his car and left. He said he's tossing them in the trash. I told my boyfriend I was sorry, but it had to be done, to think about the baby. But then he yelled at me about how could he throw stuff, how could I throw stuff away that he collects? He didn't actually throw them out. It was just a bluff. It was actually all donated to a thrift store.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of saying, was this truly wrong of me?
Yeah. Oh, this actually makes me really sad. I do not, this is not how you should handle that situation. Like, you could have boxed them up. He could have had them in the garage. He could have kept his shit. But I understand that you need the room for a nursery, but fuck, man, this is not how you do shit. Like, this, like makes me, like, it breaks my heart for this guy. This was so far over the line. Like, oh, no.
So OP's partner already had the core feeling that his father never accepted who he was, right? Like, rejected a big part of him. And now his partner has done the same. And actually, like, enlisted the help of the man who probably, harmed him the most emotionally by rejecting this part of him. It's something it's his hobby. It doesn't matter. You don't have to understand it. And I think that's one of the kickers about marriage and relationships is, like, you don't have to understand everything about your partner. You do have to respect it. You didn't have to understand this. You didn't, it's not for you to get. It's not your thing. But what happened here has extremely damaged your relationship. And I would not be surprised if this didn't fall apart quickly.
Oh, he's going to be depressed. And, like, this is, God, this just, like, I don't know. I can't imagine doing this to somebody. Like, this is not like you went in and collected all their fucking alcohol or went in and collected.
It was a hobby intervention.
Other things that they were doing that were, but this was like you went in and took stuff that he collected, stuff that you knew about when you met him, that you used to find endearing. And instead of, like, boxing it up and putting it in the garage to clean out the room, which, I mean, that I feel like I could understand to a point, but this was just mean. Like, this was just fucking mean shit from both dad and girlfriend.
Because they don't understand it. And whenever we don't understand something, we make it evil in our mind because it's easier to reject it, right? And that's what they did. They made it wrong. They made it wrong, and that was really easy to reject. One of the first things my therapist told me to do whenever I started doing therapy was to play. Playing is one of the best things that you can do for stress, to get out of your head, to be able to process things, like act physically playing with things, not just like video games, but like playing with things. And this was probably, whether he realized it or not, this was therapy for him. Think about all the conversations that he was having between those figures were probably communicating a lot of things that he otherwise can't communicate. He was working things out while he was doing that. This was fucking therapy for him. So OP, you can now expect him to just shut down. He's going to close himself off because now you've rejected a major part of him. Also, this is a great preview for how it's going to be with your kid someday. When it's your child that has something that helps them a lot and is a hobby, but they've turned it into, you know, something that is actually constructive as well. Are you going to reject that in the same way? Because it's not going to make it go away. It's not going to make that part of them go away. It's just going to train them to hide that part from you. You are not going to change them. You're just training them to hide who they really are from you. And that sucks. Gross.
Yeah, they are straight up ask on one, black hole, all the above. Yeah, and I see people asking if they can press charges because dad took his stuff out of their apartment without permission, but I don't know, since they live together because of the girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean it was his property, so I don't know, maybe. Artemis Wild dropped the 8, said trying to change another person is a recipe for disaster, and dad is ask on one. I think he and OP are in similar black hole boats here. Had her drop the 20 bomb, said, nope, OP, you not only are an FTP, but you're a horrible person. If him playing with action figures or hell, even buying Legos, that is you problem. If you had an issue about this, you should have broken up.
They, and her friends that were like, you're dating a 12-year-old, he acts like a kid. Like, don't talk about your relationship with your friends and then allow it to change the course of your entire relationship, because that's what you just did.
Yeah.
And you took their advice instead of handling this with your partner. Fuck. Like, this is, you allowed people to get inside your head and then acted on that. And this man, you just changed this man's life.
Yep.
Like, he will never be the same because of this moment.
Because of
and
peer pressure.
That is unbelievable, in my opinion. Like, that you would do this to someone that you supposedly love. Like, this is beyond one of the worst things I think we've read on this.
Agreed. And it was peer pressure because she was cute and endearing until her friends started making fun of her for it. That was the pivot point.
Yeah, she just broke him. That's right, Kitty Cat Queen. Like 100%. You broke this person, and for the rest of his life, this will be a moment that he will never forget. And in the worst way.
And now, like,
fuck you.
Let's
fuck you, bitch.
Follow the most likely path here. This relationship falls apart. They have to co-parent separately. One parent, he is going to be completely accepting of all parts of your child. You, on the other hand, are going to be judgmental of some parts of your child. And don't be surprised if a long time from now they have a much better relationship than you do with your child, and you don't know why.
Yeah, if your friends are out there shitting on your child, are you going to get rid of their toys too? You bitch.
You don't have to understand it.
That's fucking wrong.
You don't have to understand it if it makes somebody happy and it's not harming anyone else. Fuck off. Fire Dragon member for 4 months of the Gushek and Thunder Crew said this is so wrong on so many levels. She was more worried about her friends' opinions than her partner's feelings. I'm so mad for him. Right there with you. Dr. Sweets dropped the 5, said I don't get... Oh, it skipped ahead on me. Sorry. I don't get why you would want to start a family with someone you don't respect. Black hole, OP. I agree with that too. Why? Yeah. It was like, this is my partner for life. We're going to start a family together. Now I'm going to change him. But yeah, like, Cake the Rogue dropping the 5 said there's no coming back from this. She's going to be a single parent now. He'll be a great dad, but she wouldn't allow it. I think he's still going to be a great dad. It's just going to be separately. And she's going to have this part of her where she doesn't understand the bond that they have. You know what I mean? It's a possibility. I don't. It's gross. This is gross, OP. This is gross. That's it. It's because his hobby wasn't adult enough for her, right? But I honestly think now that those things have been taken away from him, his mental state is going to decline, because if this really was like a play therapy for him and it was his way to work things out that he was feeling without, having to do talk therapy, then he doesn't have that tool anymore. He's lost a coping mechanism. It's going to get worse. I would not be surprised if he ends up moving out here soon to a space where he can actually have that. It's gross. It's gross. Or he can go to the thrift store and try to rescue all of his shit. Real Broad, I bet if it was baseball cards or football memorabilia, it would be fine. Yeah, well, I'm guessing if it was just that he collected them, it would be fine. But it's the fact that he went in there and made time to play with those things and that they took up a lot of space. That was the problem. Really, the only problem was the friends. If the friends hadn't have said their shit, OP would have never been bothered enough to loop in Dad, which was the worst mistake she could have made. And yeah, I agree. OP and Dad, both in black hole territory here. Bye. Look, it's an action figure. On his way to the thrift store. You bitch. It's terrible. Ah. Do a little bit of catch up. Little bit of catch up here. Dr. Sweets, thanks for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate. Hey, we're already at 4:15 on the YouTube side for the 15 Super Chats 2 and up. We did unlock the other video, so we'll do the Spicy Reward story number 2. Spicy number 2. Brittany says regardless he spent the money on them, he can do whatever he wants with them. Truth, but now they've all just been taken away from him. Like, they didn't even sell them on eBay as like one lot to try to raise money for the baby, so that whole argument gets negated, right? Pinkenstein, thank you. Does she not understand how much Legos cost just to throw all that away? Oh, and he was buying like collector stuff off of eBay, action figures too, so I mean, it was probably a chunk of money that OP just threw away, which could have been really helpful to her child's future. Also, her partner's, positive mental state could have been really helpful to her child's future as well, but she threw that away too. So, blech. Gross. Just gross. Okay. We ready for the other spicy story, Tater Rooney? Is that where I'm heading? Mrs. Producer Lady?
No, the first one was the goal.
They hit the goal on both sides, so it was bonus story. But instead of doing the poll for them to choose, we were just going to pivot.
Oh, they haven't hit that one. Let's just go ahead and read story number 2.
But they unlocked a bonus story on the YouTube side because they hit that first goal, remember? So first story we read was the one that TikTok unlocked, and now we have to do one that YouTube unlocked.
Let's do petty so we can break up.
Okay, that'll work. We'll break up the spicy with some petty. There we go. Ladies and gents, it's time for a petty revenge story. Title of this one is I Stole from a Shopping Cart. So this happened a few days ago at a grocery store. I was waiting patiently in my lane, and beside me, there was a priority lane for senior citizens, PWDs, etc. There were a couple of elderly people sitting on the chairs provided specifically for them while waiting for their turn. Pretty normal setup. Now some guy casually walks up and cuts right in front of the seated seniors. I speak up and say, hey, they're already in line. And this guy, without even looking at me, goes, I don't see them standing in line, though. Real smug, real dismissive. The elderly folks looked uncomfortable but didn't want to cause a scene. So I shut up and I simmered. A few minutes later, we're still in the lanes, and I notice his cart is stacked with what looks like camping gear, such as a sleeping bag, paper plates, marshmallows, instant noodles, a portable stove, etc. And there it was, a single can of butane gas. And right there, I saw an opportunity. The guy's blabbering on the phone, totally distracted, so I casually leaned over, plucked the butane from his cart, and slid it into mine. He didn't notice. He checked out and left. I paid for my stuff, including his butane, and walked away. Somewhere out there, this man arrived at his campsite, probably boasting about how smart and quick he is, and when he tried to fire up that portable stove, no gas, no hot food, no coffee, just crunchy noodles and the sweet taste of consequences.
Yes.
Hopefully. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. I like it. What's the shittiest thing that you've seen happen in a grocery store line or a store line, period?
I just have to say I hate line cutters.
Oh.
I don't even know what it's called, but I hate people that
Turd
do
cutters.
that. Turd cutters. I fucking wait your fucking turn. Like, quit trying. Like, when there's like one line at the gas station and there's two checkout things and you were just filtering to whichever one opens up next, and then the one fucking person comes and stands behind on the other side, and I'm like, you see the whole line of people standing here to wait. Like,
it's the reverse zipper merge,
like,
where there's one line that feeds into multiple,
Yes.
and then somebody goes and stands right next to, like, starts a second
Yes.
line, and they're like, oh, why is no one standing in this line? It's because that isn't a fucking line, you dick. Sorry.
We're talking about Casey's.
Yes, Casey's for sure
Quick Trip
is like that.
I love Quick Trip because they've got it like both sides going, and they're two on each side.
Quick Trip, like,
Line jumpers. There you go.
Quick Trip, you could walk up to a urinal and they check you out there. Like, they have it down to where, like, you can be anywhere, and they're like, boop, boop, see you later. I'm like, how so fast? Casey's takes 12 years. That's the difference.
Whenever I was at Sam's yesterday, I was waiting. There was somebody parked their cart like right in front of the Diet Coke, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna stand here. But then it was a married couple, and they proceeded to argue. And he was like, I've got to unload this whole fucking truck whenever I get home. And Navy was right there, and I was like, because he did not seem happy, like he was angry, and I was like, oh God, I just want my Diet Coke. And she's standing in front of it, and she's rolling her eyes and like looking sideways, and I think they're kind of being jestful. But I was like, and so finally I was like, I'm just gonna like work my way over there. And then I go over there, and she like kind of like half hugs me and like pats my back, and I was like, she's like, marriage, am I right? And I was like, oh, don't touch me, I don't know you. And Davey was just like the whole time like wide-eyed looking at me, and I was like, and then she was like, said something about how they're hosting for the 4th of July and he's gonna have to unload all this, and he already knew that. And I was just like, okay, I just want my Diet
You're
Coke.
back sweating at this point.
I was sweating,
right?
and then we
Don't touch my sweaty back.
walked away, and Navy goes, do you know them? And I was like, no. And she said, why did she touch you? And I was like,
such a smart kid.
and I was like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, I didn't have like a teaching moment response prepared, because I'm like, I don't, Navy, if she doesn't want to be touched, I don't want people touching her. And I was just like, I was so like flabbergasted by the whole situation. And this guy was just grumbling, pushing his giant flat of Coke and Pepsi and all this stuff they had. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now, but I've got to get out of the store.
Where were you at?
Sam's. In the like drink aisle. And
I was imagining all this going down to Target. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
no, it was but I was like,
This doesn't seem right.
maybe the whole time is just like, the fuck? What is happening? And I was like, I just want fucking Diet Coke. It's right there.
Navy Thunder,
So close.
because she's an empath as well. Sometimes we'll pretend, like, not pretend argue, but play argue. Like, we'll do it in jest, and we'll reenact like something from Love Island or something. You know, we'll
story.
We'll be playing around and talking, but it'll get very animated. And she used to be like, guys, stop.
No more squabbling.
And we're like, honey, we're just playing. We're not actually fighting. We're just being theatrical. We're just playing. So now, whenever we're doing that kind of thing, she just walks up and she's like, you're playing, right? I'm like, yes, we're playing. Yes. It is funny though. Man, kids are sensitive. Yeah. They are sensitive to that kind of stuff. Katie the Red, yes, Casey's is a Midwest thing. It's a gas station, but they have like a little, not deli, but like a little food area inside. They make great pizza. Like Casey's pizza is a jam. Casey's breakfast pizza, definite jam. If you ever pass by a Casey's in the morning, get you some bacon brekkie pizza. It is fantastic. Not probably healthy, but fantastic.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know I was on.
I'm just gonna leave you on there forever.
I was just like this.
Oh gosh, that was great. That was good. That was very, very good. Okay, so we are still working forward to the next goal on the YouTube side. TikTok side is where on the gift goal. I can't see, so I'm relying on it.
1456.
At 1456 of 25 hundo, so we'll keep going on that. We'll dive over to our next story. Now we're going to story number 2, correct? Okay, you just ran out of coins. Oh no.
Yes, once we hit this, we'll be doing a spicy story.
Okay, spicy story is the next one we're unlocking, TikTok side. All right, here is our next story. Oh no, I already read that. I'm like, Love Island, what? Yeah, already did that. Am I the astronaut for not tipping after overhearing what my waitress said about me? Ooh, would you like to start a poll, love?
Got a lot of servers.
Yeah, Tony Spark gets in these veins where, like, you know, a couple weeks ago it was all daughter stories. Now it's like all restaurant stories. Did you have Tony Spark? Did you have a bad restaurant experience? Can't do a poll. Poll starting momentarily. At least I told Nick I have to live in a state with a Casey's. I agree. It would be culture shock for me to not have a Casey's at this point. Also, they know me, so like I pull in the parking lot and they've got like all my shit ready. It's handy. And Kaylee,
They have all your shit ready?
they have all my shit ready. Yeah,
What does that mean?
they have all my shit ready. Like they got my Monster Tea and it's like already there. They're ready for me. I'm like Norm. I'm walking in and they're like Norm. No, but they know. Kaylee there is a big fan of the show, and this probably got something to do with it, but they all love when Navy Thunder comes in too. They're like, oh, it's the little princess. And then you've come in with me a couple times and they were super excited to like have us all together.
Awkward in person.
Brady Thunder came in with me yesterday and she was like, oh my gosh, I get to meet another one. It was great. It was very cool. Very, very cool.
That's very sweet.
All right, poll is going. Right?
Someone who.
Is the poll going?
Yeah,
Okay. Poll is going.
it's done.
Am I the astronaut for not tipping after overhearing what my waitress said about me? I'm going.
NTA is the poll.
NTA is what it says. So here's what I would do. I would only tip 15%. It'd be like a 15% minimum. If you're not getting above 15%, you done fucked up.
I mean, I gotta hear what the person.
Yeah, I gotta hear what the person said too. I'll go NTA with the flow here, but I don't think it's what I would actually do. I'd be like, well, then you're only getting 15%, fucker. Because normally it'd be, much more. All right, let's dive in. So this happened last weekend, and I'm still thinking about it. My girlfriend thinks I overreacted, but honestly, I'm not sure. I went to this local diner by myself around 2 p.m. on Saturday. Nothing fancy, just wanted some pancakes and coffee. The place was not busy at all, maybe 3 other tables occupied. My waitress looked like she was in her early 20s, seemed nice enough when she took my order. Everything was going fine until I needed to use the bathroom. It's one of those places where you have to walk past the kitchen area to get there. As I'm walking back to my table, I hear my waitress talking to another server near the kitchen. She's pointing in my direction and says something like, "See that guy over there? Total weirdo vibes. Keeps looking around and all nervous and shit. Probably lives in his mom's basement." I froze. Like literally stopped walking. I have social anxiety and yeah, I probably do look around a lot when I'm eating alone because I get uncomfortable. But hearing someone just tear me apart like that when I'd been doing nothing but being polite, that stung. I went back to my table and finished my food in silence. When she brought the check, she was all smiles again, asking if everything was okay. I just paid the exact amount to the bill and left. No tip. So here's where it gets complicated. My girlfriend found out what happened. I told her why I was upset, and she thinks I still should have tipped because that's her job and she probably makes like $3 an hour. She says what the waitress said was wrong, but I shouldn't have taken it out on her paycheck. But I don't know, man. I tip well usually, like 20% minimum. I've worked food service. Words are hard. I've worked food service before, so I get it, but this felt different. She was making fun of a paying customer for no reason other than I seemed awkward to her. That's not okay in my book. Part of me wonders if I should have said something to her directly or asked for a manager, but confrontation makes my anxiety worse. Walking out without tipping felt like the only way I could respond. Should I have sucked it up and tipped anyway, or was walking out justified? Okay. So for starters here, yeah, servers do or did. I don't know if that structure has changed, but we made like what $2.35 an hour plus tips.
$2.13.
$2.13
a big deal
an hour.
to get bumped up. To.
But it's like if you didn't make enough in tips, like you had your paycheck would get you up to minimum wage, right? So, but yes, you make. They still will make at least minimum wage, but they are only guaranteed like the $2.13 an hour or whatever, plus their tips. I personally feel like a server accepts the risk of whatever tip they're making off of that table being dependent on how they treat that table. She didn't do it to his face. It's still a shitty thing to do. And if you're doing it in the kitchen, when you know that the pass through for the bathroom walks right by there, you accept the risk of somebody overhearing you as well. I think server got what she deserved here, which is not where my heart as a server would be at. But in this case, I think she FAFO'd.
I'm sorry, my throat's all scratchy, but I'm not a super confrontational person. Just kidding. I'm not. I'm really not.
She's really not.
But in this moment, when she came back to check on me, I would have been like, hey, just so you know, I don't live in my mom's basement. I'm not a weirdo. I have anxiety.
Yeah.
And I would have looked at her like dead in the eye and said those exact words and just looked at her and let it sink in. And then I would have probably tipped like $2 or something, but it would not have been the normal. Our low is 20%. Like,
yeah,
if it's a good experience and like everything was perfect, like we're going to tip way more than that. But because we were servers, because we get it, because we know like when you have an awesome server, like they're earning that money. But in that moment, if I had overheard that about myself, I would have just shut it down and made her like, he didn't do anything wrong. And I think he had every right not to leave a tip based on what he heard. But I would have let her know so that like, 1, I see you. 2, like that was uncalled for. And 3, please don't do this again because it does affect how much you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
I would,
yeah.
Yeah. And it's,
well, follow that for a second because right now, what OP did, sorry, I'm trying to make sure that camera doesn't
if it's
show
30
up.
minutes, you're good.
I'm pressing the button a lot. I'm just freaking out.
Worst thing that could happen is you could be mid-sentence and all of a sudden it's like, black screen. Right now, this server has no idea why you didn't tip her.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because I have been not tipped multiple times, and I'm sure you have too. And I never know bullshit. You don't know what the reasoning is, and you don't know why you didn't get tipped, because I really, really tried to put like every time my best foot forward, pay attention, like
kill them with kindness.
Really good at multitasking and getting my tables exactly what they need. Like I did not fuck around because it was my livelihood. And so to not get tipped and not know why, like that hurts and that stings. And it's like, I just wasted the last hour of my life because I didn't make any money from that. And in fact, I just had to pay out money because I had to pay tip share or I had to pay taxes on that. And so I think telling the person exactly why they messed up is
let them learn from it so that they don't fuck it up again. And I think even if all you did on the tip line was tip, don't talk shit about customers.
Somebody said no server is making $2 an hour. Bull fucking shit. They might make $3 now, but they're not making minimum wage.
As what they're like paid, like an actual wage, not tip dependent wage. It is like it was $2 something.
I made
it's different in different states now.
Yeah, in Missouri it was $2.13 and then it was $2.35.
Ted,
so
$2.13, and
if you're not in the USA, you probably don't understand how it's working.
Which is probably a fundamental, flaw with that system,
100%.
Right? We don't want it to be that way. That's just the way it is.
Everyone is like, no, it's literally $2.
Yeah, it's and that's not the way that we want it to be. Yeah. That's just
if you don't know how it works, please don't comment, because it's stuff like that. The tipping culture in America is ridiculous. Like we can all agree to that. Especially when you go to a retail store and they're like, how much do you want to tip? Nothing. I picked out my own stuff.
Oh, it's everything now.
But also, like, you have to understand that is still the system that we have in place in this country. So when you choose to go in and say, it's not my job to pay your employees, we're not going to have waitresses. We're not going to have servers who want to do this, like, because nobody's wanting to tip anymore. And this isn't going to change the system. Like, something has to change, but this isn't like just not tipping
That's not
people
gonna
or
be
not
it,
or
right.
saying people don't actually make $2 an hour. They 100% do. So do some research, look into it, and hopefully things can change in the future, but it's not happening right now.
But Brittany is a person currently in the service industry. My hourly is still $2.13 in Austin, Texas.
There you go.
Susan Spar dropping the 10 said, "Hi peeps, only have 10 minutes before I have to work again." Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. Hey, Beyond dropping the 5 said the bare minimum for a good tip is to be a DFHB, and she failed. No tip. I'm not paying you to be a see you next Tuesday to me, Bizzo. That's fair. Cake the Rogue dropping the 10 said, "Listen, I hate the tipping culture because it's gotten out of control. We need to pay people a livable wage and stop with tipping," which is a structural thing, right? That's not something that we're going to change right now or today or within this story for sure. But I agree. It's a broken structure that needs to be changed. But in this case, OP, I completely understand where you're coming from. I think the fundamental flaw that Candy Thunder and I agree on here is that what you did didn't teach her anything. It didn't, because it provided no context for it. And yeah, it's awkward. And Taylor saw your comment like, yeah, I'm awkward and all, but you don't have to call me out on it. And maybe that's what they do. Maybe they just walk around and talk shit in the kitchen, and they have to understand that's a risk. There's a risk involved there. But if you're going to take a stand like that, do it in a constructive way so that it prevents someone else from going through the same thing, or she learns something from it and becomes a better person, right? Like just doing something because you feel like you're mirroring the treatment that you were given doesn't accomplish anything. There's no growth there. And I that's just where I'm at. You were going to say something, Tater? Okay. I forgot.
I was going to say that he, in that, without giving any context as to why he didn't tip, just basically said, everything you said about me is correct. Like, you just, in her, like, you know what I mean? Like, she he confirmed it for her. But I do feel like if the situation, like, if he had anxiety over it and was thinking about it afterwards, like, what he didn't settle right with him either.
Which is going to haunt him and cause him
he's going to
more pain.
I mean, if I did that, it would cause me anxiety later, because that's not how I should or would have responded. But yeah, I feel like he could, and you don't have to be confrontational to say, I heard you, please don't do that again.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't have to be confrontational, but I don't know.
For someone who has that like extreme anxiety over it, I understand how it could be like that. But leaving the tip line empty, you still took some kind of action. So at bare minimum, leaving a comment there that's like, hey, careful what you say in the kitchen about customers. Something that's constructive. That's where I'm at. Had her dropping the 10 bomb said, "This waitress reminds me of a former employee I used to work with. She would make comments about the customers loud enough everyone in the dining area could hear her." That's garbage. Like, and you accept the risk, right? That's general behavior. We choose to behave certain ways. We accept the risk that it's going to damage some relationships around us, even the ones that only last 30 minutes. Because it's a paying customer at a table, you know what I mean? Elise dropping the 10 bomb said, "In Illinois, minimum wage is $16 an hour and $9 for servers, but there's a loophole that businesses can keep anything after they've reached $6 an hour in tips. So you can get $30 an hour in tips and only see part of it." That's trash.
That's shady fucking shit.
That's garbage. Because, what, Mother's Day, busiest restaurant day in the year. Like, as a server, we're pumped for that, right? Because we're like, hey, we're gonna make a lot of money today. And you go in and what the restaurant would keep the majority of it. That's trash. That's trash. I'm glad I don't wait tables anymore. Oy. Where are we at on our gifty goal there, Tater Rooney? Do the music pivot. Crafty, that's smart. Pay tips and cash to the server. I just never have cash. 2303. We're almost there, TikTok side. Ruth Wolfie dropping the 5 said, "My sister and I were in a similar situations. She called her manager and complained that I eavesdropped on her private conversation." You got complained on? Sarah Healy, I'd put, if you're going to talk shit about the customers, at least do it off the floor. There you go. I mean, they were in the kitchen, but it's because the bathroom's that way. It's, gosh. There's a coffee shop there that does that, Elise? Boo. Boo. Yeah, so Jay Frogger, we went through tip share, and tip share is a different thing, but I mean, nobody liked doing it then either, right? Oh my gosh, Eli, waiters treated me horrible. I was pregnant at the time. She made me cry. She must have thought wrong. Wow. Batman dropping the 2 said Wisconsin minimum wage is still $7.25. Radiant Decay, bring cash as often as possible. We should do that.
Damn, that is not even live on.
It's wild. It is wild. Okay. Lil Mitchie, I agree. You're in a public setting. There is no private conversation. All right, we hit the gosh, I can go. Look at y'all. You've unlocked the other spicy story. In particular order here, Sam Goofball swung for the mother effing fences here at 6.2K. Sam! Hell yeah, thank you so much. In the number 2 spot, we got Overkill Mill at 845 and 8K Mowry at 840. Then we got Anise Moon, Brittany, Girl in Darkness, Bobby Joe Bruce, Terry KP Nurse, Ms. Aid, Miss Sadie, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Books, Coffee, Tea. It's those letters that run together. It's like reading a license plate sometimes. You're like, oh, it could say this or it could say this. Aunt Sue, Cats W, Candy Thunder, Joycey Brown, At Least Kutch Adventures with Pam. Tony Spark is in the Gosh Heckin' House. What is going on? I did see you. I saw you on there in the comments and oh my God, how are you? How are you, Ted? Is Ted out on the water? Is Ted burnt to a crisp now? Have you had to swim to shore because the dock floated away again? Are you okay? Do you need a rescue helicopter? Mel C. Jane, Urban Insanity, Jody Shank, Kellen Alford, Honeybee 13, Amy Castro, Jilly 55, Mama Silver, Real Broad Zuba, Bo Blaze, M. Doyle, Christian Museum Girl, Anna Hansen, Rolls for Makeup, Jess the Queen of Life, Charlotte, Karen Jordan, Megath, Little One, You Was In, Diana C. Anthony, Anime Gen X, and Diamond Razor. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You have unlocked that other spicy story. Susan Smart dropping the 2 said Texas is also $7.25 and $2.13 per servers. It's waffle.
So,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Do we have an update from the psycho mother-in-law story? I don't believe that we do. I don't believe so.
No, that was.
Okay. So the next gift goal being set up right now on the TikTok side, we just need to pull up this dock in the back, huh? That would make life easier. Okay. We're doing 85 paper cranes to unlock a cake story and a Caden Thunder appearance. Caden Thunder in the house today, y'all. Tanya, hey Dusty, do Pauline and I get a birthday cake for our birthdays? Hell yeah. Hey, here we go. Happy gosh heckin' birthdays. That's the wrong freaking button. I'm sorry, that's the wrong button. Happy birthday. You got a birthday going on here? Happy gosh heckin' birthday. Tanya, Pauline. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. Katriana, your daughter's birthday too. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. Tyke Bunny. Just had your birthday on Sunday. Happy late birthday to you as well. How is having a birthday around the 4th of July? Kat, yours was Saturday. Your birthday was yesterday, Cameron. Happy freaking birthday to y'all. How is it around summer birthday? I don't know. I mean, mine's in February, so it's like the dust settles from the holidays, and then it's like, there it is. And it's always cold as hell on my birthday too. But it's usually around Super Bowl time. So we normally do a combo party. In the past, past few years, our Chiefs have been there.
That's 3 years.
We'll see if we make it this time. Lanyards was Monday, February 5th, Queen. There you go. I am an Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Risa, yours was June 30th. Happy gosh, heckin' birthday. All right, here we go. Let's rock and let's roll. Spicy story, right? Spicy story number 2. Let's go.
Spicy number 2.
Spicy number 2 story. It's another spicy story, y'all. This one is, am I the astronaut? My mom brought my stepdad to the hospital after I gave birth, even though I told her not to. Well, we don't know what OP did. Can't really run a poll for that. So I'll just dive right in. Brittany, dropping the paper cranes hard. I recently gave birth, and I was so excited to tell my mom that the baby was here. She asked me when would be a good time to come visit, and I told her that before her work would be fine. I made it very clear that I wanted just her to come, no one else, because I wanted the vibe to be peaceful, and my stepdad doesn't bring that at all. She texted back saying that's okay. So I assumed she respected that and it would just be her coming. She even sent me pictures from the store of some cute things she was picking out for me to make a little gift bag. She seemed happy and like she was being thoughtful, so I felt good about it. Then, when I said it was a good time to come, she hit me with, "We're on our way." Whoop. I looked at my boyfriend like, what? I genuinely thought she was coming alone, but nope, she showed up with my stepdad and my stepbrother. I'm cool with my stepbrother, this ain't about him. The second my stepdad walked in, I felt the vibe drop. I was literally sitting there naked, breastfeeding my baby, and he walks in and goes, "Oh no." Like, this is exactly why I didn't want you here. I didn't say anything because I just had a baby and didn't have the energy to deal with that kind of drama, but it was so disrespectful. I had every right to choose who I wanted around me in such a sensitive moment. My mom was all smiles and was upset, and it's like she didn't care. She completely disregarded my boundary and brought him in anyway. I don't know why she feels like he has to be involved in everything just because that's her husband. I didn't want him there, period. And the whole experience feels tainted because of it. I feel like tainted is a dangerous word when you're talking about childbirth. I just want to get that out there.
I feel like if you tell your mom to come alone and she brings the entire family, that fucking sucks. And I think that sucks. And like to say, like, I think he meant, oh no, like I'm seeing too much, but like, oh no.
Oh no, a boob.
Oh no, a baby's eating. What are we going to do? But I do feel like when someone has a baby, you don't just walk into the room without them knowing that you're walking into that room because, like, she could want privacy when she's doing whatever it is that she's doing, but your mom completely dismissed what you wanted if you made it. What's up?
Audio's glitching. Hey, TikTok side, is your audio okay? Sound is going in and out. Can you start over? It was glitching, is it? It's fine. Yes, good here. Show's good on our end.
She said, oh, there was a little
stutter.
Yeah.
Still doing it. Mother dick. Well, this could be part of it. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
If you got if it's doing it so you try to jump out and jump back in, we're gonna push forward here. It looks okay on our end.
I think I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
I feel like if whatever happens you're not just gonna show up after somebody had surgery just because you want to be there. Like, you're gonna wait for that person to tell you that it's okay to stop by.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why the same respect isn't given to a new mom because she had a baby, so she doesn't. I don't understand why people are so dismissive of somebody having a baby and not treating it the same as being in the hospital, checked in, and needing permission to enter their room. Like, it is so fucking much. Like, 1 minute you're sitting on a pillow, donut, whatever, and then next minute you've got a heating lamp or whatever. Like, it's a whole thing, and you're uncomfortable. And especially like if this was their first child and she didn't know all about all the after stuff, or she just wanted to be able to be present in the moment, and then bringing something in that you specifically asked someone not to do is just such a violation of just every boundary. Like, I can't imagine somebody coming into my birthing suite that I specifically asked not to be there. Like, it would ruin the moment, and it would feel like an overstep. And for her mom to be the one to do that is hurtful.
Yeah. Do you feel like her mom was the one who talked stepdad into going?
I don't know. I mean, she says, I made it very clear that I wanted just her to come, no one else, because I wanted the vibe to be peaceful.
So either she just failed to relay that to him because she didn't want to hurt his feelings by saying she doesn't want you there.
I don't know.
I mean, this is a failure on her part, no matter what, on mom's part, not OP's part, because she either didn't communicate it or just blatantly went against it. It doesn't matter why, but it wasn't really a boundary though. It wasn't like a, hey, if you bring him, you won't come in. There wasn't an or. There wasn't like a, this will happen if you don't respect this, because she just assumed she was going to respect it.
Right. So, show up. Like, this mom made it about her, in my opinion, in this situation, and did not show up for her daughter. Yeah. She brought her, like, stepdad, stepbrother, and in a moment where it could have been about mother and daughter and her showing up for her in a way because she understands being there. She understands what giving birth is like. But instead, she made it about what she wanted and just completely dismissed the daughter's feelings after she had just given birth, which is like one of the most amazing and hardest moments of a woman's life if she chooses to do that. And for her to just stomp on that, it just like, that fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the one moment where your mom should be showing up for you in a way that like makes you feel reassured and makes you feel special and makes your mom like is there for you, specifically you, not just the baby, not just this, but like showing up for you. Yeah. And the mom was like, shit on that. I'm just going to bring everyone, even though I brought you a gift. Like,
your mom being there the moment you become a mom.
Yeah.
Like, to celebrate you becoming a mom as a BFD. And she instead, like, she definitely gets this. Let's go down the list. What all should I press here? We definitely get the Bizzo. I feel like it was cowardly for her to not relay that message to stepdad and tell him not to come and bring an additional person in there. But then to know that she was mad and still just pretend like everything's okay instead of trying to fix the situation. Like, she's done a lot of harm here that she doesn't realize yet. It's going to get worse. And that it's not okay. It's definitely not okay. On the scale, gosh, is this black hole what mom has done here? Do you feel like it's a black hole, Tata Rooney?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't say black hole, but I would say she's damn near ASCON 1.
I'm sending it to ASCON 1.
It's
not being a woman who has birthed a child, like, I can't speak to what that moment is and how sacred it is, you know, for to have the mom there or have the people that you choose there. But it feels like an ASCON 1 thing to do. To not just not relay the message and not just respect the wishes, but say that you were going to and then not do it, then bring an extra person, then know she's mad and still just pretend like everything's okay. I think she doubled down a few times here. Think she doubled down. Blah. But Brittany says I'm voting black hole. She said she didn't want him there and she brought him anyway, which is garbage. Garbage. Garbaggio. Not a fan. Yuck. Okay. Let me get set up for the next one here. It is 4:38. We got a little ways to go here. We are still, I think, working on paper cranes.
Yep.
Oh, you hit the paper cranes? Shocked to see Brittany in the number 1 spot here. Absolutely shocking. In the number 1 spot, we've got Brittany at 6K. Swung for the fences. Hell yeah. The number 2 spot, we got Cat W at 495. Then we got Bobby Joe Bruce, Aunt Sue, Joycey Brown, Real Broad Zuba, This Kid's Mom, 1, Jelly 55, Candy Thunder, and Katidney. Thank you guys so much. Brittany. Holy cow. Thank you. Thank you. And you have unlocked a Cake Story and a Caden Thunder appearance? Wowza. The next thing we're gonna... What's that?
Go ahead. He's setting up the next.
Okay.
Just confetti.
Yep. So the next thing we're gonna do is confetti, which will be tiny tinies. Once we get it set up. Yeah, it has been a hot minute. Oh, can we do confetti since there's no Tony Spark here to clean it up afterward? That's the real question. We could do it. We'll just leave it.
You won't be here tomorrow.
That's right.
You'll be back till Monday.
I won't be back till Monday. We'll just leave it. We'll leave it for
I'll be here tomorrow.
Elise says, I feel like Black Hole needs to make everyone angry regardless of personal experiences. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's just got to be like garbage human being. Just
like throwing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you get a twofer. You get Caden Thunder and the cake story here. I'm waiting to get Caden Thunder back over here so we can bring him up, and then we'll dive into the cake story. You want me to go ahead and read it?
Yep.
All right, I will do that then. We're gonna go ahead and dive into this story, y'all. It is cake reward story time. Cool. Title of this one: Am I the astronaut for not having a group birthday? I'll just dive right in. My husband, 30 male, and I, 34 female, have 2 kids. Our son, 3 male, and our niece, 17 female, of whom we have custody. It's probably relevant to mention that our niece is related to my husband by blood and me by marriage. Our son's birthday was this Wednesday, and our niece's birthday was the day after, on Thursday. Tomorrow, Saturday, we are hosting a birthday party for our son. While I was in the kitchen prepping stuff, my husband came in and started right in saying it was my fault that tomorrow no one is going to bring presents for our niece and that it's going to make her feel left out and excluded. My husband's family is very small and not close, but some family friends of his are coming. His mom sent a present that we gave her to open on her birthday. Anyway, I was taken aback and confused. I told him this party was always intended just for our son, and that I assumed at the time that our niece wouldn't want a big party because she's very introverted and doesn't like to be the center of attention. Our niece later confirmed that assumption. I asked her at the time what she'd want to do for her birthday. If she wanted friends over for a sleepover, a girls' dinner party thing, movie marathon, etc., etc. Anything she wanted. She said she wanted to just stay in and play games online with her friends, and she did that. We also took her out to eat on her birthday to the restaurant of her choosing and got her a chocolate mousse cake with a bunch of gifts. I wanted to give her as nice of a birthday as I thought she would allow, given that she doesn't like people fussing over her. I'm telling this to my husband, and he is still insisting that I should have made it a group party because now it's going to be awkward because when he ordered the cake, he told them to put all 3 of our names on it. My birthday is on Sunday.
Okay.
So he went rogue, and now he's panicking. I told him that I never said to do that. He argued that he didn't know it wasn't a joint birthday.
That's a you problem.
I told him that the invites were made over a month ago. They're dinosaur themed and very clearly say that it's a party for our son. He claims he never saw them, even though he literally saw them the day they got printed. I'm like, wouldn't he have designed them? It's not like that in every family. I get it. He then had the audacity to say that I needed to call the bakery in the morning to change the cake.
It's on you to fix my fuck up.
Okay.
I refused, saying that the cake was the one task that was his, and I had already had to call this morning and try to change the order to a larger cake because he didn't get the one big enough, which he only felt he needed to mention last night. When I called this morning, I could tell the lady wasn't happy about it, understandable, especially because he waited until Wednesday of this week to even place the order. So like hell, I was going to call again a second time to fix another mistake I didn't make. He was still trying to argue, and I had had enough and told him to go away. By that point, I had spent 15 straight hours shopping, cleaning, and prepping for this party. Now I'm starting to wonder if I did make a mistake by not having a joint birthday. So, am I the astronaut? Is this really about having a joint birthday or not? Is that really the issue here?
No, it's that he's being a fucking baby. You had one job. Your job was to order the cake and you fucked it up.
Yeah. Go ahead and put hubby's name on there too because he's turning 3.
Dude. You had one job. You didn't order the big enough cake and you put multiple names on it. And also, I feel like this was up to the niece and she declined. She didn't want the party.
Yeah.
And I mean, you did everything correctly by asking her, and she said, no, I would rather do this. I don't. And some people are like that, and they don't want to be fussed over. They don't want a big party. They don't want this done. And she declined. And so making it her party would have just upset her. Like, is he even paying attention to anything, or is he just floating off in his own little fucking orbit around ASCON 2? I'm not sure. Because what the fuck, dude?
I'm just happy that he's a worse ASCON than I am. I'm pleased. He's one planet further than I am most of the time. This has nothing to do with the combo party. This has everything to do with him fucking up and not wanting to take responsibility for it. And that's it, OP. That is it. But he's managed to get in your head enough to be like, I'm second guessing myself. Should I have done a joint party? No, that's not what this is about. This is him trying to make you second guess yourself so you'll feel guilty enough to call and change either the party or the cake. It's his fucking fault. He failed. He wants you to clean up his mess because, yeah, he's turning 3 as well.
Weaponized incompetence. Yeah.
And no.
100%.
Tony Spark is not the office punching bag. We just give him shit. We give everyone shit. We're an equal opportunity shit giver.
Oh, please, no. This man gives me shit on the daily. Hours of it.
If anything, it's me. Tony Spark and Katie Thunder gang up on me all the time.
No, we just have a very jestful office, and I don't think anyone takes anyone seriously. It's all good. Unless we say we need to have a serious conversation.
Yeah, and then it's serious.
He's fine. Dustin's fine. You're fine.
Just show those feelings deep down.
Okay, I'm good. It'll come out as a fart later. I don't think... OP, it saddens me that he's got you second-guessing yourself. Because he's just Brozo. I'm hitting the button.
Yeah.
Brozo. And it's not the first time he's pulled this gag either. He knows. All he has to do is get in your head and make you second-guess yourself. And if nothing else, he is distracted from his fuck-up. He doesn't have to outrun the cheetah. He just has to outrun you, right? He doesn't have to not fuck up. He just has to make something else seem like a bigger fuck up. That's it. That's it. Just Mags throwing the 2 down on the YouTube side. What in the overgrown toddler husband is going on? Exactly. Man, yeah, this is OP. It's not what you think it is. It's not about that. I would start going back and looking at times that he's fucked up and see what his reaction was. Was it to put a spotlight on something else, trying to make it a bigger fuck up, to just distract? I think it's a distraction. I think that's it. I think it's all it is. The stream, not storm. I was like, before the storm, what?
I said that you just gave me so much shit.
I gave you
on me
shit?
before the storm.
I did not shit on you before the storm.
Before the stream.
I did not shit on you before
said-
the stream. We'd still be cleaning that up.
Not on your new shirt.
What did I say?
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah, sure.
I said that I couldn't believe that
Oh, we were talking about Love Island.
Alandria was pouring into a man that was clearly not giving anything back. And you said, I get asked that all the time. And I was like, that's so mean.
We joked
And I
around
said,
nonstop.
no more head rubs for you.
Yes, she pretended to be mad for 5 minutes.
It was a joke. I'm not mad.
And then at the tail end of her pretending to be mad for 5 minutes, she finally broke that she wasn't mad. And I'm like, well, now I'm mad. No, we're really good about communicating through whatever our issues for. I mean, we still fight. Everybody fights. But we play fight way more than we real fight.
100%.
We give each other shit.
I mean, the reason that I married this man is not his good looks. It's his humor. 100%. I will stand on that till the day I die. He makes me laugh harder than anyone. And that's the reason I said yes.
I'm funny. That's all I got.
He's very funny. He's very funny and he's very caring. So I knew what I was getting into when I signed up for this, and I like it. That's how I grew up too. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Humor. I don't know. I was the siblings didn't like me. So I was too humorous. Everything was a big joke.
Sorry, I'm too funny.
Yeah. Sorry, you don't like me because I'm too funny.
Yeah, sorry, I'm too funny. It's
No, I was like funny asshole. Ha.
funny as that's a funny asshole. With as much shit as we have going on in our lives all the time, and as many plates as we have spending all the time, like if we didn't have our banter, if we didn't give each other shit, if we didn't have the sense of humor that we have, we wouldn't survive.
If we didn't have our morbid sense of humor.
And we say some fucked up shit. You said something last night, and we'll get to a story here momentarily, but you said something last night that was pointing out something that was a sign of early onset, like dementia or Alzheimer's. What was it? Was it the skin?
No, I said I saw this story about the color blue and green and not being able to tell the difference between blue and green being a possible whatever for early onset dementia or something. I can't remember. But I was like, and him and Ava always give me shit because I can't tell the difference between green and blue. And I was like, well, it is what it is.
So we had just been talking about colors of shirts and stuff, and then she said that, and I said, okay, we need to establish like a tipping point age where like if you come down with that, and come down with it, like if that takes over your body, after a certain age, like I can't move on. But if it happens before then, I can. Like we need to like set that formal policy. And her face was just like, obviously I was kidding.
Yeah.
It was obviously a joke, but getting her reaction to that kind of stuff is hilarious.
Then I walk in today and my shirt has green stripes on it, and I walk in and he goes, "Oh, they're not navy?"
I thought those were navy stripes 100%.
And I was like, "You too?" I feel like the study was wrong.
No, I feel like our kids are gonna be like, fuck, who has to take care of both mom and dad? Like both of us.
Not navy.
You know, we're gonna be fun as hell for like when we're both losing our shit though, we're still gonna be fun as hell. We're gonna be a team. It's the golden blue dress all over again.
Would she know you
Share,
moved on?
there you go. Would she know that you moved on? No. I always joked that if something happened to her, I was going to prop her up in the corner and make her watch me move on.
With wearing a storm cloud shirt. I guess now it'll be a Dusty Thunder
Not really
shirt.
going to happen. Obviously, it's not going to happen. Okay, we've got about 10 minutes left to wrap up here, which means we need to get Caden Thunder up here for his appearance, y'all.
Real Broad said her husband has said that.
We're funny. That's why. Kindred spirits here. Watch out. Watch your legs, Tater Thunder. The desk is going to come down a little bit. Here he comes. Here he comes. Turn what off? Oh, I will. When I do that.
Who's in the plot? Who's in the plot?
Hey. How's everybody doing? It's me. Caden. What up? Thoughts on Love Island? I have two. Yeah, okay. I'm Caden Thunder. I'm the son of Dusty Thunder, and I have very many thoughts on Love Island.
Who's your current favorite girl?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't want to say. I know there's people that haven't watched stuff too, so I don't want to say too much because there's a lot going on. But last night's episode, I was screaming at the TV like it was a football game. Like I was so mad. Everyone was making me mad. My favorite girl right now, I don't know. Who y'all favorite right now? Who's you guys' favorite boys and girl from Love Island? Yes, I have seen The Ultimatum too. I've watched that. Thoughts on Huda? I like Huda right now. I think Huda's getting a short end of the stick right now. I think that there's some people that are being mean girls to Huda, and it rubs me the wrong way. So I don't like that. I know she had her crash out at the beginning, but like that's ridiculous at this point. Like, come on, people are being ridiculous. Amaya too. Amaya's great. People being mean to Amaya pisses me off all the way. She's awesome.
Who's awful?
Nobody's awful.
Maya.
Awesome. Amaya's awesome. I said.
Maya's awesome.
Amaya Papaya. Billy Piper's
the
back. I saw
Billy
that.
Piper.
Yeah. I haven't seen 28 Years Later yet. No. I heard it's pretty good though, actually, but I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. Love Island. If you guys aren't watching it, look. I didn't want to watch it when I first started watching it. I first started watching it last season, and I was like, this is stupid. My girlfriend put it on. I was like, I don't want to watch this, but like now I'm like hardcore invested and have the app and I'm voting and shit. So, it's addictive. It's not even like a dating show. It's like a social experiment where they lock people. They don't lock them, but they put them on an island without phones or any communication to the outside world for like a month, and you just see what happens. So like when you look at it through that lens, yeah, there's different people every season, and they're bringing in different people throughout the season too, like bombshells. So, that's what they call them. I'm not just, Okay, this is getting derailed.
Do you ever feel like the social experiment is how we react?
Maybe, yeah, because there's voting and stuff too, and people vote who their favorites are and everything. It's crazy. It's crazy to see. Yeah, she asked if I feel like the social experiment is part of how the viewers react too, which very much so. Yeah. Am I gonna see I Know What You Did Last Summer? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks great.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the last 2 episodes made me like Huda, and I got beef with Shelly, I got beef with Sierra, and I got beef with Alondria right now. All of them. They making me mad. Yeah, I do have the Love Island app, and absolutely I voted on everything. I got notifications turned on so I can vote.
Oh my god.
I'm legit about
Notifications
this.
turned on? That's commitment.
I don't play about this shit.
What? You don't have them turned on?
Yeah,
have the
join the club. Download the app, man.
High five.
My goodness. Yeah.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
more notifications. I don't want notifications.
I need more notifications.
I don't
just
even
wanna lurk.
I don't even know if I could pick a favorite dude right now because I just don't know. Shout out Chris though. He seemed like a real mature guy. Yeah. So on that
We've tried talking Caden into auditioning.
no, absolutely not. I don't like people enough to be around all those people. It's too much people.
How would you do in all those like hardcore makeout sessions? They like have you come in wearing like leather and shit. I feel like as awkward as you are, you'd be like,
Dude, I would not. I would not be able to do that. Even if I was built like Chris Hemsworth, I would not be able to do that because I can't handle that. I just can't handle it. People would be pissing me off. I would be rolling my eyes like freaking Rob every 5 seconds. I'd be crashing
you
out.
have that
It's-
gif on
I cannot.
speed dial, don't you?
Yeah,
Rob's,
yeah.
Rob's eye roll.
I cannot. I would be able to rock the assless chaps, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't go on there. I wouldn't do it. I just can't handle it. Well, okay, I'm gonna walk away now. But this has been real, and chat, you guys have a great rest of your day, and think about me. I'm gonna go now.
Caden Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Always a riot. This kid.
Assless chaps. I'm like, this must be how he feels when we talk about stuff on the stream.
The amount of stuff he has to edit to, like Sunday. From Sunday stream, I think it must have been Monday, he was sitting here editing on Sunday stream, and he just randomly, he's got headphones on, I can't hear what he's editing, but he just randomly turns around and says to me, I'm not spreading my butt cheeks just because the black hole animation won't work. And I'm like, yeah, I said that. I totally said that. I'm sorry. Dr. Sweets dropped the 5, said you'd make the reviews go up with this attitude for sure. He'd be great, but yeah, he's spoken for. Artemis Wild dropping the 2, classic chaff and redirect by husband, 100%. Yeah, Margarita with Marshmallow High, thank you so much. Holly Jill Roswell, welcome to the Gosh Heck and Thunder crew. We need an assless chaps button. Making the animation for that one would be fun. Hey, you guys hit the 15 out of 15 goal on the YouTube side, which was what was that one for? Was that an AMA? Helmet and AMA? All right, I'm gonna throw the helmet on here real quick. Actually, we'll read our last story, then I'll throw the helmet on, and then we'll do an AMA. So
Whoever wants to ask it can put it in.
yeah,
It doesn't matter who does it. Just somebody throw us an AMA.
one of our gifters on the YouTube side that helped us reach that goal, throw an AMA at us. All right, we're going for story number 4. Is that right? Tater Rooney?
Correct the mundo.
All right, here we go. Final story of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Am I the astronaut for telling my wife to drink less water on a road trip? You want to do a poll for this one? Am I the astronaut for telling my wife to drink less water on a road trip?
Yes.
Yes. I imagine this has something to do with bathroom breaks.
Obviously.
Sounds like something I would say.
I like my water.
I'm profiling. I do too. I pee a lot and I drink a shit ton of water. So I mean, what are you gonna do? I did get this for like storm shelter, but also for bug out / camping stuff in case we need it. A collapsible toilet. So it's like a collapsible toilet that comes with like bags that you put in it. So if we end up being in the storm shelter and someone has to go number 2, what are you gonna do? They're gonna go in their pants, or you're gonna have a place where they can actually go and then tie it up and seal it off, right? So we have a camping toilet. Now I don't know why I brought this up. Is
I am not.
drinking less water on a road trip. Yeah, so we can bring it on road trips too. That way, in case someone has to go number 2, but we don't want to stop, we'll just get the camping toilet out, have them use that, tie the bag shut, not chuck it out the window, but like stuff it somewhere, bag it. Yeah,
That is not happening. Like legitimate.
Becky, we live in Tornado Alley, so we have a shelter. A competing toilet? What's a competing toilet? Not chuck it out the window. We wouldn't chuck it out the window. Sorry,
not
Candy.
happening.
Come on now. Nobody messes with the need to pee, Ann Brecker. Votes ask on 1. What was the title was Am I the Astronaut for telling my wife to drink less water on a road trip? How's our poll doing?
Done.
Driving with a shit bag.
That is so gross.
Katie the Red says on behalf of Dustin, I apologize, Kate and Thunder. That's no way the Ask on 3 took it.
And
Yeah,
then
see?
Ask on 1 within second place.
You all agreed. It's something that I would say. All right, here we go. For the past 2 days, my wife and I have been on a road trip exploring states in the American West. We've seen some incredible sights, such as the Grand Canyon, and we already had some great stories for our future kids. But my wife has been doing something really irksome, especially today, and we can't seem to agree on what to do. My wife has been drinking water to an excessive degree, and it's causing her to need rest areas multiple times per day.
I mean,
Heaven forbid you pee more than twice per day. To make matters worse, she always visits the water fountain to refill her bottle after using the restroom, which causes the cycle to repeat herself. I tried delicately broaching the subject a few hours ago, and she was very upset with me. I politely asked if she could limit her water intake because she was causing delays to our schedule. She said that she was really thirsty and that I needed to drink more water myself since it's close to 100 degrees. I laughed and reminded her that we weren't doing any physical activity while seated in the car, which has AC, and therefore my cup of coffee and glass of water at breakfast was enough until supper time.
what? No, it's not.
I also joked that if she was this thirsty that perhaps she was diabetic. It was meant to be good-natured ribbing, but she unloaded on me and has been silent ever since. I'm typing this while she's off on another of her little bathroom detours, and I'm really starting to wonder whether she wants to continue this trip with me at all. She has made no effort to drink water like a reasonable human, and I think this may be her passive-aggressive way of saying that she hates my idea of a road trip vacation. I think it would be really unfortunate if we can't get this worked out soon, but she seems hell-bent on continuing to disrespect me. I'm really starting to become a bit disheartened here. Am I the astronaut? I have a question for you, OP. Someday, if and when, heaven forbid, you do have children, when your kids have to pee, will that be purely out of disrespect for you as well, or might they actually need to empty their bladder? How is her having to pee disrespecting you?
Because he's a little bitch.
You little
Dog.
dehydrated bitch!
Also, 1 glass of water at breakfast is not enough for the day, especially they said they went to the Grand Canyon, higher altitudes. Like, you need more
true.
fucking water. Maybe your wife is actually, like, doing the right thing and you're just an asshole because that's what it looks like. I drink a shit ton of water and we have multiple kids no matter where we go. And you have never
who
once
all drink a shit ton of water.
you have
too.
never once felt disrespected by the
No.
fact that somebody had to have a bodily function. Somebody has to pee. Don't fucking disrespect me in this car. That's
Hey,
dude. What you said? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you sound like? You're an asshole. Like,
having to pee is fine, but I will get out that shit bucket.
gosh,
I'm just kidding. I'm not getting out
Also-
the shit bucket.
I can't help but like drink more water on a road trip. I don't know. It's just I'm a huge water drinker, anyways. Like Dustin and I both are. We drink a ton, but do not police my water intake.
Taylor, yes, he's cranky because he's dehydrated.
100%.
And he did say husband. Ask Blunda. He said husband, not boyfriend. Unfortunately, this isn't about disrespecting UOP. This is an actual bodily function that is normal. I would say, if anything here, his approach is not normal here. Maybe he grew up like this, where, you know, dad was militant about the road trip thing. It's like, okay, you stop drinking water at 8 p.m. because tomorrow we're going to be on the road all fucking day and we ain't stopping for nothing. If you got to pee, you better get that Gatorade bottle out. Make sure you get the wide mouth one. And that's all you got. I ain't stopping for nothing for nobody.
If you try to police my pee habits, I have panic bladder. Like, as soon as I know there's not a restroom available, my body's like, hey.
It's like when you hide and you have to pee, like the old hide and seek.
The intensity increases. Yeah.
Dr. Sweet's dropping the 5 said, if you pee more than me, that is an act of war.
Right.
That's how he's taking it. Isn't that wild?
Maybe you guys need to like take a break with like 2 hotel rooms and like just get some space away from each other. Because maybe the proximity and stuff is.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're just getting on each other's nerves because you're on a road trip. Yeah,
I don't know. But you were being a straight up asshole to your wife because she has to go pee. I think women pee more than men in general.
I pee quite a bit, but I'm over 40 now, so apparently that happens.
It's because I made you start drinking more water.
Yeah, and I drink a shit ton of water now.
You drink till your pee is clear.
And then you keep going until you drown internally.
Oh no, this is such a weird thing to be like, pee less. Like,
to feel like he's
such a
being
weird
disrespected by it. Like, he's taking her water drinking personally, and I'm like, I feel like this might be a you problem, buddy. But also, I feel like there are larger implications here, because if you are like this with your wife, she knows that you're going to be an asshat about this with any children that you might have in the future as well. After this trip, she's going to decide she doesn't want kids with you. Your relationship might crumble here. Like, you really need to think about this and think about, is this that big of a deal? And let's look at it this way.
Yeah.
If you make this trip and you have no pee breaks at all, you get there at 5 p.m. If you make this trip and you have 3 pee breaks throughout the day, which I thought you were going to say like multiple times per hour too. No, you said multiple times per day. Like, so, okay. What, you get there an hour later, maybe? Max? It depends on how long you stop, right? But 3 pee breaks maybe pushes you an hour later max. Is that 1 hour worth your relationship? Is that 1 hour worth ruining 1 day of your relationship? It's not worth it, man. Like, you think about what you're doing here. It is not worth the ire that you are giving to it. It's not worth the energy that you are applying to it right now. And you could be enjoying this. Instead, you are tainting the trip because you don't like how often she pees.
100%. The fact that I just have to read this again. He said, I think it would be really unfortunate if we can't get this worked out soon, but she seems hell-bent on continuing to disrespect me over her pee. Like, that's what this is about. And like you said, like, this is your hill to die on. Yeah. This is your hill to like cause this kind of craziness in your relationship.
First of all,
because she's peeing.
Not everything's about you. I don't think her choice to pee is to spite you.
Also, some people just have small bladders. And that doesn't mean they should drink less and dehydrate themselves. Especially, like I said, in higher altitudes. Like, come on, dude. Higher elevation, whatever it is. But, fuck. He's just a straight up ass con one, in my opinion. Like, I can't imagine going on a road trip with this guy.
Somebody get OP's wife a shiwi and divorce papers. Like, we're there.
She can have mine.
Your shiwi?
Yeah, somebody gave it to me.
I've never no idea that you had one.
I've never used it, but I have it on standby. I know where it is.
Where? Well,
it's in a tote in our bedroom.
Okay. Oh, what a great place for it. It's very like in our bedroom where there's also a bathroom, so that's not.
Yeah, it's next to the toilet.
It's in a very inopportune spot.
Yeah.
Maybe we put that somewhere else.
I feel bad for her. I don't know why, but I feel like this guy is super like
controlling,
uptight,
militant. Also,
all of the above.
I'm getting the misogynistic vibes from this too, because if like her pee is just disrespecting you.
Do you hear yourself? Dude?
Fucking get over yourself, dude.
Do you hear yourself?
Get over
Every time he hears like the tinkle, he's like, "Don't disrespect me." I hear it.
I swear to God, if you take one more sip of that fucking water, we are done. Smooth says Sarah has one called a Go Girl. Apparently, that's a different kind of shiwi. Cool.
This would be me.
You'd be like,
We done.
Elise dropped the 5 said if his schedule is that tight, then he failed to plan. Who doesn't add an extra hour on a road trip for fuel, potty, and food
Heard.
breaks, right? Katie the Red dropping the 2 said I'd pee in the car once as a power move. and
Fucking love it.
if you're going to do that, you got to make sure that you do it after a coffee or something
my
that...
gosh.
Ooh, coffee and asparagus. And then that's the pee that you let loose in the car. And you better hope it has like cloth seats so it'll soak it up really well too, right?
That's hilarious.
Do it, lady. Do it, lady. Do all of it.
Oh my gosh. A petty pee.
A petty pee. There you go.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it too.
It's perfect.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take this as our opportunity to start pivoting over to VIP. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I feel like, I mean, I know there was a little bit of weirdness, but I don't feel like it wasn't the normal weirdness. I think it was maybe normal YouTube-y weirdness. But I feel like we were able to play our animations and stuff without those being a direct cause of conflict here. And we figured out the gift goal side of things, so we're making progress. I know we still have a couple things to figure out, but... Yes, yeah, I had a couple of programs running that I forgot to turn off because I'm a brozo. That's on me. That's on me, fam. That's on me. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, Tatum.
You love me anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. VIPs will be with you in about 10 to 15 minutes in the studio here. I'll just have Candy Thunder and I today. I don't know about wheel spins. I don't know if we'll be doing that because Tony Spark isn't here and we
dare not touch the wheel. You know what I mean.
Hope you guys have a great, safe, happy, fun 4th of July. We will see you Sunday night, 9 p.m. For the next stream. I think we're plugging along like normal here, so thank you guys so much again. Stay safe. Have fun. Remember, like, don't hold it when you light it. Light it on a flat surface or something, right? Talking about the things with fuses, the boom booms. The sparkle boom booms. All right, we'll see you guys next time.